Well, fine good evening, everyone. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. I know this is a little dressed down this evening, but all my flannel shirts are in the wash. Oopsie. Anyway, since I'm still not feeling well, I didn't go out today, but I do have some interesting photos to share with you. So that this part of the video, I'll be explaining what the photos are of, and then the second half of the video will be the photos themselves. So I hope you enjoy them. In August 2019, I visited Bodie, California. And one of the places I found just one of the most interesting places I'd ever been, and it still may be the case, was the stamp mill there. Now, Bodie, California, in case you don't know or you haven't watched my other videos. What do you mean you haven't watched my other videos on Bodie? Okay, all right. I'll pull myself back. Anyway, Bodie is a ghost town. It was a mining town until the 1940s when it was shut down. It was primarily gold and silver mining, and the U.S. government decided that all gold mines, or nearly all gold mines, would be shut down during the war. So, Bodie shut down. So, but this, getting back to the stamp mill, this is the Standard Mill, and it was called the Standard Mill because it did all the work for the Standard Mine. The Standard Mine started life as the Bunker Hill Mine when it was first registered in what year was that? I have my cheat sheet here. 1861. And I'm going to be reading you some information about it because, frankly, I can't remember all this stuff, even sitting here in front of you. So, this is a picture of the Standard Mine right here. And I have pictures of the interior of it primarily. Pretty nice, eh? I agree. So, it processed the ore, as I just said, for the Standard Mine. Most of the inner workings of this place are still intact. In fact, it's considered the most intact mill in California. Imagine that. So, during the summer months, and mind you, you don't want to be there in the wintertime. We're talking an elevation of nearly 9,000 feet in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. I live in Vermont, where we get multiple inches of snow, sometimes a foot of snow, almost record-breaking snow. One year, a few years ago, of nearly 3 feet, but that's very unusual. We usually get inches of snow for each snowstorm. But they get feet of snow in their snowstorms. Feet. So, I mean, the road that goes to Bodie is closed in the wintertime, unless you have like a snowmobile or some vehicle like that can get you there. But otherwise, you're not. You're just not going to get there. Hang on just a moment. Just realized my microphone wasn't turned my way. God forbid you should miss a word of what I have to say here. So bloomin' important. You're hanging on every word and sitting on the edge of your seat. I knew. And for my next thank you video for subscribers, which will be at 250 subscribers, I'm at 132 currently, I have some updated equipment to share with you, including a windscreen for my poor beleaguered microphone on my rig. Best microphone I've had yet, considering I had the lavalier style. Anyway, excuse me. So during the summer months, there are park aides, or even park rangers. I had a park ranger for the Monday tour I took, who will lead tours of a lot of the interior of the Standard Mill. And it's abundantly interesting. So first of all, one thing you want to know is that it's a stamp mine. Now, I had no idea what a stamp mine was before I saw it. So a stamp is an iron rod which uses gravity to pulverize the ore in order to release the minerals. A stamp can weigh at least 1,000 pounds. The base of the stamp, known as the foot, has the most weight in it. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. Let me see. By the way, if you want to tour the stamp mill, there is an extra fee for that, worth every penny. I highly recommend that you take the tour. It's really, it's very good. Now, I went on the Friends of Bodie Day, which is first or second Saturday of August. And there was a college professor there who led that tour. Tons of people on that tour as well. That was the downside of Friends of Bodie Day, tons of people. But friendly people nonetheless. And on Monday, when I went again, that following Monday, there was a park ranger who led the tour. And there were 3 of us on the tour. 3. There was a couple, and then the third wheel over here. Wow. So, but I do, it was worth every penny. It was under 10 bucks. $8 maybe? I don't know. But well worth it. Holy cow, well worth it. Alrighty. By the way, they apparently they do sell out on that tour. So there's a museum within the town. So you'll want to go there, buy your ticket, then meet at the appropriate time. So just so you know. In its heyday, the mill processed more than $14 million worth of gold and silver over the course of 25 years. On October 6, 1898, the original mill burned down, as it was built mostly of wood. In the dead of winter, at nearly 9,000 feet elevation, and likely with 20 feet of snow, they immediately began rebuilding the mill. On February 1, 1899, just a few months later, the Standard Mill reopened. On February 1, the new mill is also wood-framed, but mostly covered with sheets of corrugated steel. And you'll see that in my photographs, too. There's just metal all over the place. Now, in this second picture I'm going to show you, let me see. Are you talking about that one there? All right. So in this second photograph, this one here, I know it's hard to see. It's hard to see in the paper, too. There is a pole way back here, and you can just barely make it out. So they're saying in the enlarged 2001 picture of the mill, which I just showed you, you can barely see a pole at the top of the hill. It's from that point on the hill that Andrew Halliday, capital Hallidie, inventor of the San Francisco Cable Railway, by the way, designed and built an ingenious gondola system that was used to carry ore from the mine directly to the mill. This saved dozens of horses and men, literally hours of work for each load of ore that was to be delivered for processing. Gondolas would be loaded at the top of the hill and run down a never-ending cable, quote-unquote, never-ending cable to the mill, where the bottom would automatically open to drop the ore into a bin. How amazing is that? Wow. And as I said before, but I'll say it again, according to state experts, the Standard Mill is the quote-unquote most intact mill in California. I'll include the information I read to you in the certainly on my website, if not in the description below. So some things that you're going to see in my pictures. You'll see tracks leading along the top of the overhead. And those tracks will lead over to the ore bin, which is at the top of the stamp mill. Now, an ore bin is to ore what a potato bin is to potatoes. It stores ore until they were ready to do something with it. Now, there would be 2 men standing at the top all year long. So, freezing cold weather, incredibly hot weather, rain, snow, it did not matter. No such thing as OSHA back then, the Occupational Safety and Hazard people. Anyway, they would stand there with sledgehammers, and the chunks of ore that were too big to fit through the slats to go into the ore bin, these men would slam with their sledgehammers until they were small enough to go through those slats. What a horrible job. Ugh. So, I just told you what a stamp was. So, if you can, you'll see where these stamps were. I want to say there were 6, could have been 8. 6 comes to mind. Now, a stamp works on gravity, as I said, and then drops straight down. So they run like this. The history professor, the college professor, had said it was like a camshaft engine. Okay, I've heard of that, but no, I didn't know anything about that stuff. I've had to pay to have someone replace lots of engine parts over the years in various cars, but I don't know that specifically. So, but if you understand that, then we can see how that works. Now, the shoe, the shoe part, the foot of the stamp would wear out, and it would be up to one of the men to replace it. Hard job, because most of the weight is in the bottom of the rod. This gets worse, though. Do you think they turned off the machine so that he could do that safely? If you're thinking, well, of course they did. No, they did not. So men would be maimed and killed trying to repair these things. And it didn't matter. There's no Social Security disability back then either. So or you wouldn't be suing them for safety violations. There's no such thing as that. You have to understand, with a mining town, that people were pouring in to work in these places. None were dime a dozen. Anyway. Really I'm thinking about the, I visited that stamp mill 3 times over the course of Saturday through Monday. Twice on Saturday and once on Monday. I didn't go on Sunday. The evening Saturday one, they had a CD playing to give you an idea of the sounds of that place, and it was incredibly loud, as you can imagine, as well as a guy who was pretending to be the manager of the place, and they picked up a shoe and they had a bone stuck in it, saying, well, you know, you lose your foot in an accident. Well, there you go. All very stark, really. So then the ore, once it's been pulverized, and the minerals and the chunks of rock that are coming down the plank there would be chemicals there to assist in getting more of the minerals out. Mercury, for instance, dangerous, poisonous chemical. In fact, they were all these chemicals were horribly dangerous. In some later photos, you'll see the backside of the further side of the standard mill, the stamp mill, and you'll see these yellow containers. They weren't quite buckets, but they were sort of containers. They were containers, and they held was it cyanide? Yeah, I mean, all these horrible chemicals. I mean, a small whiff of that stuff and you're dead. Mercury, you last a little longer before you die a really terrible death, but oh my gosh, nasty stuff all the way around. One thing you're going to see also, before you actually get to the stamp mill proper, is all these fabulous tools and machines. There's this one incredibly wide machine. I can't remember what it did, but that was made in Massachusetts, and it was shipped there before the Panama Canal, so it had to go all the way down and around and up. And then they used, I think it was a team of mules to drag it, to carry it from the port up to Bodie. Nifty bit of trivia on that one. It's like, wow, this is so incredible. I can't recommend highly enough that if you have the ability to go in the summertime, that you go. So worth the money. Excuse me. All right, so I hope you enjoy the rest of it. If you're enjoying my videos, I would ask that you subscribe to my channel, because, why not? Why not? Plenty of room. Come on in. Join the fun. And once you subscribe, you click on the notification bell, and you'll be notified each and every time I upload a brand new, shiny, spanking brand new video just for you, which currently is every day of the week. Though since I'm not feeling well, I'm wondering if I should take a few days off to recuperate properly. But I don't know. It's not really the way I work, but we'll see. All right, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of it. And since I won't be speaking to you at the end of the video, this is Patricia. I'm traveling for history. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. But certainly enjoy the next half of this video. Alrighty. Thanks so much for watching.